Here's my drawing of Zoey from the K-pop Demon Hunters, and today I'm going to guide you through each of the steps so that you can draw this yourself. So grab a pen and paper and let's get started. Let's begin today's lesson in the center page with the inside edge of the eyes. I'm going to leave a large gap in the center. Let's start on the left with a curve. We're going to go up and then bend that out towards the top. Let's line at the bottom over on the right and do the same thing, going in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to work our way across the top of the eyelid with another curve going across and then out. Let's work our way down the side, curve this down and in towards the bottom. And then we're going to round out the bottom of the eye, curving this down and then in towards that inside point. Now I want to tuck the pupils in underneath the eyelid. Let's start on the left side at the very top and draw a half circle, coming down and then back up towards that inside point. Do the same thing on the right. We're leaving a little gap along the bottom. Now along the top left side of each pupil, add a small circle for a highlight. Now let's fill the pupil in black. Now let's go back and add some thickness to the eyelid. We're going to start from the bottom left. Just going to curve this out and then up towards that outside point. And then from here we're going to bend this down and in, across the top of the eyelid, and then taper that down towards the inside. Let's fill that area in black. Now let's do the same thing on the right. We're going to start from the top this time, going across, bend that up toward the point, come down the side of the eye, and then again we're just going to fill that area in black. Now with the eyes in place, let's move up and draw in the eyebrows. On the left side, we're going to angle this down and then in. Let's line this up on the right, going down and in across the edge of the nose. Now over on the left side, we're going to step down, curve the eyebrow, going across and then up. And we're just going to curve this around and then down, sort of aiming towards the point in the eyelash. Let's add some thickness. For the end, taper this up, curve this down, and then in toward the top of that line. Now let's fill the eyebrows in black. Now there's two little folds on the inside of the eye, so we're going to draw two short lines going up. Let's go back to the center, go all the way down towards the bottom and draw on the nose. We're going to start with the tip, coming down and then up. On the ends, flare out the nostrils, and then curve the side, going up and then in. From the tip of the nose, let's step down, let's add a point in the center of the mouth. Now let's curve the mouth, going up and then out toward the left. Now this area is going to be a little bit longer. Go back to the center. We're going to flatten this out, going over towards the right. Now on the end, let's add a bracket. Let's draw on the upper lip. In the center, curve this down and then up. Go left side, curve this out towards the end. And then on the right, coming down towards the side. Let's layer in the lower lip. Starting back on the left, curve this in, come down across the middle. And I'm just going to pull this up and then out towards the right. Now I'm going to add two little spots underneath each eye. So a little circle along the bottom. Now that we've drawn in the face, let's move up to the side and draw those two strands of hair coming down. So on top of the left brow, we're going to move up, go around the eye, come in, bend this out, and then curl that back in towards the bottom. Now I want to take that shape and flip it over on the right. So we're going to start by lining up the top, go around the eyelash, in, out, and then curl that back in. Now we're going to add that curved hairline along the top with these little breaks in between. So from the top left, bend this down, curve this across, let's add a notch. That's going to work our way over towards the right. And we want to vary the length of each notch. Going across. Now I'm just going to bring this up towards the right. Let's add some thickness to those curls. From this point, we're going to step up, go all the way around, just following that same curve. And I want to taper this coming down towards a point. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting from the top, going all the way around, and then in towards the bottom. Now with those strands in place, let's draw in the chin. We're going to start over on the left side underneath the hair, curve this down, and then in towards the middle. Let's round out the chin, going up towards the right, and this out, and then up. Now before we draw in the ears, I want to draw those two hoops on top. So let's start on the left side and draw a circle going all the way around, in behind the hair, and just tuck that up underneath the jaw. Line this up on the right, going all the way around, then in, and continue along the inside. Let's trace that along the inside. Now we can layer the ears in behind. So let's start from the top left, curve this around, and then bend that in behind those hoops. Let's add a fold along the outside, curve this down about halfway. And then on the inside, we're going to add a hook. Now let's go to the top of the ear and draw the side of the head. We're going to go out and then up with a short line. Bend this up and then in. Let's add a layer. Stepping down, we're going to go all the way around the side of the head, pull this up towards the top, and we'll do the same thing on the right. Going up, and bend that in toward the same height. Now I'm going to pull this down towards the center, coming in and then down from the left, and then the right side. Now we're going to add the texture hair brush down towards the front. Let's start from the center, go out towards the left, bend that down, do the same thing on the right. Now I want to offset this. So I'm just going to add one more curve over on the left, and go up and then out towards the sides. Over on the right side, we're going to layer in that bun. Let's start from the top, then this around, pull that in, just leaving a gap along the inside, step back, add another curve coming in towards the ear, and let's add one more, pulling that all the way in. Now let's move down and draw the side of the neck. We're going to start on the left, start by coming straight down, and then bend that out, do the same thing on the right, coming down toward the same height. Now from here, curve this down and then in toward the center of the body. Let's draw the outside of the strap, going out and then down. And then we're going to follow that same curve, coming down and then in. I'm going to add two lines on either side with a buckle. And then underneath the strap, let's draw on the shoulders. So we're going to step down, curve this down, and then out. And then we'll sign our art and add a splash of color. And that's pretty much it. That's how I draw Zoey from the K-pop Demon Hunters. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, you might want to check out this video over here. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.